Hey everybody, hope you're well, and it's James here, and today we're going to be talking about a new project called CryptoChronic. So today we're going to talk about CryptoChronic. I'm also going to reference something called CB token. Now that hasn't been released yet, but it will be very, very soon, and is very much related to the whole CryptoChronic project. Now, before we start, let's just have a little look at some of the data that's related to sort of the cannabis market, just to give us a bit of a view of how big it's going to be and actually what the trend is and where it's going. So if we have a look at some of the data here, so in the US marijuana market, we can see that it is absolutely on fire here. We can see the growth over the last 4 years, but also the predicted growth that we're seeing here. Now this is just in the US and in dollars as well, so the market looks pretty massive. If we look here, sort of legalized cannabis around the world, Canada and also the United States, by 2022 the market's going to be worth 32 billion. Now that's driven by lots of different things. So one, you've got obviously the legalization of cannabis across Canada and obviously in certain areas for medical use. We've also got the introduction of CBD oils everywhere, so you probably see a lot of people on Instagram, fighters and different people saying for its healing properties, because it does have from what I've taken it, you know, where I've had I do a lot of judo and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, and my knees sort of swell up. I take it and the swelling goes down and the pain goes away, and I find it very, very useful. So I do think that that's going to be a huge growing consumer trend, not just in niche products but also in mainstream products very, very soon. We've also seen people like Rumble Johnson leave the UFC, a massive, huge UFC paid fighter, leave to go and follow the cannabis industry just because it's so big. We've also seen Coca-Cola go after some of these opportunities, and even some of the UK stores. Debbie Robinson, formerly of Spa, said that, you know, she believes that this is the next big trend. Now she's gone to co-op, so hopefully it will be the big trend in co-op as well. So what is CryptoChronic? And the best way I can really describe this is the initial gameplay is based on the mechanics very, very similar to sort of crypto kitties. Now there are some really cool elements about this. It's really more around the utility of this collectible that I think will be the difference between something like crypto kitties. If we look at some of the statistics for crypto kitties, 12 million was raised, 27% of people made a profit from purchasing the crypto kitties. The top player made 466 ETH in profit, which is pretty cool, and 32 kitties sold for over 100 ETH. Now this is back when ETH was some crazy prices, so that is a phenomenal amount. I think the highest recorded was like $100,000 or something like that. So people do go crazy for these collectible items. So what is the problem that these guys are trying to solve? Well, last year this project was ready to go, but they decided to take a step back, one because of the market, and two because they wanted to learn from everybody else on what they had done and how could they make it better. And the one thing that they really identified was user experience. Now that's huge, because if it's crap you're not going to use it again. It's so simple. So they went away, they've built in multi-platforms, they've also actually given the token multiple functions. So it's not just a collectible, it can also be used in something called smoke-offs, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. So there's actually in-game play and this augmented reality piece as well. So in terms of driving the user experience, they've really thought about not just breeding, trying to make some money, but also the sort of playability in sort of the long term to drive, you know, that consistent recruitment of new people into the game. They've also got the things like, you know, using the blockchain for ownership, the real simple stuff that we don't really need to cover again. But what it comes down to is a really nice, simple user interface where a token has multiple functions. So I wanted to be able to explain the whole process in about 30 seconds. One, so I could understand it, but two, so I could articulate to everybody else so they could understand it as well. So you buy your CryptoChronic and then you put it into your sort of MetaMask. Then you're able to breed it on the blockchain. So you're able to create other different CryptoChronics. Then you can transfer that into the AR mobile app where you can care for them and you can grow them and all that type of thing. Now, you can use in-game currency called tokens to obviously help make them stronger, which is good. And the better you care for those particular CryptoChronics, the better and stronger they will be when you come to battle mode. You will earn the tokens in the battle mode, and what that does by buying up these resources is creates a bit of a circle and a monetization loop. So hopefully that's CryptoChronic explained in just over 30 seconds, but we'll go into a bit more detail now. So then you can breed your plants, which is pretty cool, and therefore you can try and make a better strain. So you can take two, try and get the best from both. Obviously, that doesn't always happen. It's breeding. There are 4 billion different genotypes. Therefore, sometimes you'll get a good one, sometimes it won't be so good, but you'll be able to breed and it'll be a bit of fun. And again, you've got to cultivate these plants as you go as well. And obviously, in the process of growing it, you will have to water it, give it light, very much Animal Farm, taking care of your plant. There will also be a custom wallet as well. And as I talked about at the very beginning, there will be something called CB token. You'll be able to keep them in there as well. So you can keep it all safe in one place, because at the moment you will have to sign up with MetaMask to be able to get in and purchase some of these tokens. So then we have smoke offs. So this works really simply. You'll have your plant. You will be able to grow it and therefore reap the weed from it and sell that for token. Now, each of these plants will have 4 key distinctive elements to them, which will be the THC, the CBD, the superpowers, and also resilience. So those are the key 4 elements that will make up your plant and will decide how good it is or how strong or whatever. So those are the key elements there. Once you've done that, you can take those tokens and you can start buying things like battle skins to really upskill either for attack or defensive moves within the gameplay. Now, as you do that, and if you win, then you will also receive tokens, so you can continually upgrade very much your plant over the long term. So many games, especially on the freemium platform, where you'll jump in and Clash of Clans is probably a good classic one, where you go in, it's free to play, you've got like these tokens that you start off, but if you want to excel your performance, you can buy stuff, and you can also buy different skins within the platform. And all of this will be done through your mobile in the palm of your hand. So looking at the roadmap, there's a couple of things. So first of all, they just had an airdrop. There will be another one that will happen very soon after this video goes out, so please check the descriptor for the details. I'll put it at the very top so it'll be really easy to see. There will also be another one in 3 to 4 months when obviously the mobile launch. Now, all of these airdrops are very, very limited, and they do go very, very quickly. So please do keep an eye out. So for the next couple of months, you'll be able to purchase your CryptoChronic. Then month 3 will have the web game, which will be based, the breeding marketplace, and also the wallet that we talked about before. Month 4, then we sort of go into sort of mobile resources, the freemium element, and then we'll have that second airdrop. So do keep an eye out for that. We'll have the launch of the web battle modes in about 6 months' time, where this is be the smoke off, the skins, and all the premium content in there. So month 8, in terms of the game, they're going to be doing something with the AR and also the GPS maps, and it'll be a little bit like Pokemon Go. So that'll be really interesting to see what happens there. So what is the business model for CryptoChronic? It's very simple. They take 2.5% of all the trades that happen. They also have the in-app purchases, so you can purchase additional skins, etc., and they will make money on that. They will also be able to look at other sort of big branded cannabis manufacturers, the CBD oil guys, all the rest of it, and use that as, they could have a particular CryptoChronic Series 2 branded with that. They can brand all over their sites. They've also got something called Cannabook and also Cannastore, where you can go online and you can purchase all of that type of paraphernalia as well. So then we talk about some of the tokenomics. So firstly, this is a non-fungible token, so it is a collectible, so there will be some value stored there. There's also the continual sort of upgrading of the game, therefore it's never the same, it will keep changing. Also, you're constantly trying to make your characters better. There's all the in-app stuff, and there will be a series 2 of the strains as well. So again, that will create some excitement within the platform. So how do you get hold of your CryptoChronic? So what you need to do is you need to go over to www.cryptochronic.world, and that will be the key website that you need to go to, and you need to pre-register there as well. So what are my thoughts on this? I think it's a really quirky project. I think they're playing into the cannabis trend very, very well, and I think they're supporting it with the right things, with the CB token, with the Cannabook, and also Cannastore, which I will do in another video in a way more detail for you. I think with that, they have a strong team as well. So the team behind it, XEOs, ex-bank traders, etc. There's a whole bunch of very, very experienced people behind the background of this. I think also for me, you know, it's got more utility than some of the other sort of fad projects that have been out there. There's actually in-game playability. If you look at Clash of Clans is still smashing it, and this is like 3 or 4 years since it was released, because of the multifunctional utility and the layers, etc., that these guys are putting into the project. But as the market starts to rise again, which is what we're seeing, you may see a resurgence of enthusiasm come back into the space. Overall, I really like this project. I'm going to get a couple so I can start breeding them and messing about and all the rest of it. Quite into the augmented reality piece and gaming and stuff like that. So I'm going to give it a go, and I'll do another video on that a little bit later on. But as always, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for tuning into the channel. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on my next video.